For more than 10,000 years, this humble grain has sustained humanity. It built civilizations, inspired cultures, and shaped our world in ways few ever notice. Rice, the grain that feeds billions. Thousands of years ago, long before cities, before kings and empires, there was hunger. Early humans wandered through forests and riversides, searching for something reliable, something that would grow when the world was uncertain. And they found it, a wild grass that thrived in the mud, tiny, fragile grains that, when boiled, gave warmth and energy. Those grains were rice. The first domesticated rice sprouted near the Yangtze River basin in China more than 10 millennia ago. As small groups of farmers began cultivating it, humanity took a massive leap, from hunters and gatherers to builders of permanent homes. Rice wasn't just food, it was a foundation. Wherever rice grew, people stayed. Villages became towns, towns became kingdoms. Rice became the rhythm of life. But while it may have begun in China, its story quickly spread beyond borders. Rice flowed across continents like water, adapting to new climates, soils, and cultures. In India, it became known as dhanya, the blessed grain, a gift of the gods. In Southeast Asia, it grew in every village, worshipped in harvest festivals and offered in temples. Rice was more than sustenance, it was identity. Each grain carried stories of ancestors and seasons, of joy and survival. In Japan, rice became a spiritual connector. The emperor himself was considered the guardian of the rice harvest. Every grain symbolized purity, life, and divine favor. Even today, a bowl of rice isn't just a meal. It's a moment of gratitude. But the true power of rice lay in its adaptability. From terraced mountains in the Philippines to the deltas of Vietnam, from Bengal's floodplains to Indonesia's volcanic soils, rice thrived. It was a plant that learned to live anywhere people dared to grow it. And that resilience changed the course of human history. Wherever rice flourished, populations exploded. Civilizations could feed more people, armies could march farther, and rulers could dream bigger. In ancient China, rice fueled dynasties. It supported scholars, soldiers, and massive public works. The Grand Canal, stretching over 1,000 miles, was built partly to move rice from the fertile south to the hungry north. In India, rice cultivation defined wealth and power. Kingdoms along the Ganges River thrived on trade, and across Southeast Asia, rice-shaped societies that built monumental temples and cities. Angkor Wat itself was surrounded by vast rice fields. As centuries passed, rice reached new lands. Through traders and conquerors, it journeyed west to Persia, Africa, and eventually Europe. By the 10th century, rice arrived in Spain through the Moors. Later, it crossed oceans with explorers reaching the Americas. But with this spread came darker chapters, as colonial powers turned rice into a commodity of control. In the 17th and 18th centuries, European empires saw rice as gold. Plantations rose across Africa, the Caribbean, and the southern United States. The labor that grew and harvested rice was often forced, a story of exploitation hidden beneath every polished grain. Ironically, it was enslaved Africans who carried centuries of agricultural knowledge, teaching colonists how to cultivate rice in the swamps of Carolina and Georgia. The wealth of early America was, in part, built on their stolen expertise. But even amid this darkness, rice endured. It fed the poor, the rich, the enslaved, and the free. It became the food of survival and resistance, a common thread linking humanity across continents. Today, rice feeds over half the world's population. More than 3.5 billion people eat it daily. But the miracle of rice is being tested like never before. Climate change threatens yields with droughts, floods, and saltwater intrusion. Some varieties can drown in a single storm. Others can no longer survive rising temperatures. Yet, science is fighting back. Agronomists have developed flood-resistant rice that can survive 2 weeks underwater. Others are breeding heat-tolerant strains to endure extreme climates. And innovation isn't just happening in labs. Farmers across Asia and Africa are experimenting with sustainable techniques like the system of rice intensification, which reduces water use and boosts yield. But as technology evolves, a question rises: can we feed billions without destroying the planet that grows our food? Rice doesn't just sustain our bodies, it nourishes our cultures. Every nation has its rice story. In Japan, it's sushi. In India, biryani. In Spain, paella. In Nigeria, jollof rice. In Italy, risotto. Each recipe carries a heritage, a taste of memory. When people move, migrate, or flee, they take rice with them. It becomes a piece of home. Even in moments of conflict or crisis, rice connects. In refugee camps, in disaster zones, in cities under lockdown, rice is often the first food shared. It's a quiet reminder that no matter where we come from, we all share something simple and essential. The need to be nourished, the desire to gather, and the hope for tomorrow. As the world's population approaches 10 billion, rice production must increase by 25% to keep pace. Yet our arable land is shrinking. The future of rice may look very different: gene-edited supercrops, AI-driven irrigation systems, and urban farms using recycled water. Some scientists are even exploring salt-tolerant rice that could grow in coastal wetlands. But the future isn't just in technology there, it's in wisdom. Ancient farmers learned patience from the rhythm of water and soil. Modern humanity must relearn that harmony. Because rice doesn't only grow in fields, it grows in communities, in cooperation, in balance. If we lose that connection, no science can save us. From ancient rivers to digital farms, from wooden tools to satellites, rice has walked with us every step of the way. It has outlived empires, survived droughts, and crossed oceans. It's not just a grain, it's a testament to our resilience. So the next time you sit down for a bowl of rice, pause. Think about the hands that planted it, the rain that nourished it, the centuries that shaped it. You're not just eating food, you're tasting history, because inside that tiny grain lies a story, the story of us. Rice may be humble, but it's mighty. It's seen more drama than any TV series, survived more climate plots than any sci-fi movie, and still shows up, perfectly cooked, at your dinner table. So if you enjoyed this journey, if you learned something new about what's on your plate, give this video a like. It helps the story of rice reach more curious minds. And subscribe to join us for the next adventure in Echoes from the Past, where we uncover the hidden histories of everyday things that quietly shaped our world. Because sometimes the smallest things, a word, a tool, a grain, carry the biggest echoes of who we are.